Hi everyone, so on today's vlog, we're going to be talking about why girls, not just girls, people in general, end up changing their hair and their look when they're going through something traumatic. We're also going to talk about social media and how that relates to this topic. So, I know a lot of people get piercings and stuff when they're going through something. I have a lot of piercings, but I just get it because I think it looks good. I don't really think I've ever done that to because I'm going through something. Maybe I've temporarily dyed my hair if I was feeling a little... I've definitely said I want to shave my head, and I love my hair, so... That's how I know I'm going through something, is when I say I want to shave my head. Do you want to talk about how... Because I know you recently dyed your hair. That was your first time dyeing your hair, right? No? Alright.
Like my fourth time. Well, I dyed my hair red twice, and then when I was younger, I did a lot of temporary dyes.
Okay. And was there any motivation behind that?
Yeah.
What was the motivation?
I wanted to see how much I could get away with at work.
Okay, so that's good. So you dyed your hair in a rebellious way.
For sure, yeah.
So your form of self-expression was for rebelling, and I know you love to dye your hair and pierce your ears yourself. I remember when we first got to college, and
first thing I wanted to do was
dye your hair
because it's new. That is also because I was away from my parents for the first time. That sense of independence. Because when I was home, my mom never let me dye my hair. So right when I got there, I was like, that's the first thing I want to do, because I was like, I'm on my own now. I have to.
So that's also kind of a rebellious thing, but also just finally an opportunity to change yourself and be in a new atmosphere and be like, okay, now this is me. This is the me that I'm going to create, the me that I want to present to the people around me.
Because when we first got there, no one knew us,
Yeah.
So it's that's the time where you should change.
It's first impressions.
Yes.
Yeah, true. Now, I've touched on this in past vlogs before, our seasonal depression one. So I know that being on social media a lot for me is posting pictures can be a confidence booster, because everyone, if you have a good group of friends, they'll comment and be like, you look so good. But just scrolling through Instagram and being on social media in general, oh my god, I'm so fat, all these girls are so much prettier than me, it can be very self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Actually, I did delete Snapchat one time. Do you remember why I did that? Oh, wait, I do. Wow, yeah. So this is when I had just quit swim, and I was really tired of seeing everyone hanging out with their friends and having fun. It was making me really sad. I was like, damn, everyone gets to be around people that they love and just have a great time. It seemed 24/7, and that was making me really sad. So I personally decided to delete Snapchat for that time because it was making me have FOMO. Fear of missing out. So for you, I know
I've deleted.
I
don't know why. I don't know. Do you remember?
Even your private, what are those called? Finsta? Your Finsta.
Finsta.
What triggers you to be like, yeah, I'm done?
I just feel like I'm on social media less, so I want to break from people. I don't even know why. Just randomly decide to do it. It's just I think it's when I'm sad and I don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah, maybe shutting the world out in a way.
Yeah.
I feel that, for sure. Well, I know a lot of people do it for different reasons. One of my friends was saying that he was deleting social media for a while just because he was dealing with personal issues and wanted to keep to himself, which I feel kind of relates to what you were saying. You just don't want to interact with everyone. You kind of want to have some space to yourself, which is funny that we feel even if we're not interacting with people, it's they're invading our space and we don't have privacy, which is true. A lot of times we don't have privacy because of whether it's social media or just the internet in general. Do you have any thoughts?
When I deleted it, it was because of a lot of reasons. But
I forgot you've had experience with this.
I've deleted all my social medias. I've deleted it because I've had panic attacks.
Okay.
And I don't want to be around people. I don't want to see people on my feed. But I've also deleted it just because I feel it's constructed reality, and I don't feel human when I'm on it. Or I don't feel like myself. I feel the algorithm is telling me who I am instead of being able to just live. You say I need a break from social media. Do you need a break from the people, or do you need a break from the algorithm?
Probably both.
Both?
I say it's both for me because from people, because I feel like by seeing other people, it pressures me to want to look that way or to want to have what they have type of thing. But also the algorithm, I understand what you're saying, like it's making you feel like you should, it's telling you what you should be.
Right.
Which I feel like those are kind of synonymous, to be real.
And everyone, like all three of our algorithms are different. Your guys' algorithm is probably closer.
Yeah.
You guys are like creating like a reality that is totally unique, right? To yourself.
I suppose.
Like, do you feel like that's hard to share with other people?
No.
Really?
I feel like that's what I was saying. I've already seen that because like our TikTok pages are the same. So like a lot of people can relate. This is exactly what I was talking to you the other day about Vine culture. Like TikTok is a lot about, it has that same Vine energy of like, if you know this punchline, like if you know someone else that knows that same video or that same like meme, it's like, oh my god.
Right, but in the, like, to be the devil's advocate, right? Mm-hmm. To piggyback on that conversation.
Yeah.
You were trying to share that with me, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And that's like a total disconnect.
Yeah.
So like, what is real and what's not real? Like,
is it what you make it?
Is it like, is your phone what's real, or is it the interaction that you have in real life?
It depends.
You can answer that one.
I feel like the right answer of what an older generation would want you to say is real life, but at this point, especially with quarantine in this specific time and period, I'd say online is more real than real life because we're not even having that much real life interaction.
So do you feel like that's what makes do you feel like that makes real life interaction harder?
No. But you have like, you're shy.
I also have social anxiety. So
I have social anxiety sometimes.
I'd rather text.
What?
I was at his mom's party and I was done. Like I didn't want to be around all her work friends.
I see that.
Okay,
yeah. 80% of the time, I would say you are not social.
Yeah.
90% of the time.
Yeah, about 90% of the time.
I'm so jealous of
like 65% of the time, I'm like really uncomfortable in public with people.
90%. Oh no, 100. Except with you, you're the 1% that I won't be. And I wish I was you when I first met you.
True.
So, then I'll answer it. I think it makes it hard. I think it makes it really hard to interact with people in real life.
I guess some of us are just
it's because like
because my real friends, I don't share stuff with them that I see on social media.
Oh, really?
I don't. I mean,
that's like all of our conversations.
Yeah, exactly. He's a millennial though, and we're Gen Z.
Oh.
Maybe. maybe that's the difference. I would just rather go and like talk to my friends.
For sure.
But
why do that when you could do both? And that's what we were talking about. Like, I'm still good friends with my old friends because I Snapchat them every day.
True.
So that's a way for me to stay in contact with friends is like through social media. So then once we get back together, once we get back together, it doesn't feel like, oh, I have so much to catch up on. Like, we catch up every day. So it just like fills that gap.
Anyways, that was a really fun talk. Thanks for visiting, guys.
Oh, okay.
Please like, subscribe, and comment below.
Right here.
Do not skip the ads because the ads
here.
Bring her money.
I wish I had ads.
Over here?
I have to reach a certain amount of ads. Also, I need at least 50 subscribers by the end of the semester, so please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Really?
My teacher said I need to have 50 subscribers by the end of the semester. Please subscribe.
We're both subscribing
friends.
right now.
Worth my grades, so please. Alright, bye. Okay, so this is just a clip of me playing tennis, but I thought it would be boring if I just sat and talked about the dreams that I've had because they're kind of long, so I decided to play this while I'm talking. I had 3 really weird dreams, but I'm only gonna talk about 2 of them, or explain 2 of them, because the third one is kind of weird. Anyway, both of them are weird, and the only reason I'm including this is because I promised that I would talk about my dreams in here, and I have the weirdest dreams when I nap. Not really when I sleep at night, but when I take a nap, I have the weirdest dreams. So, here is the first one. So the first one is, this man was trying to kill me on a sidewalk next to a bunch of parallel parked cars. His main goal was to rape me, but I think in the end he also wanted to kill me. At first I was walking towards him as he began to back up, and I was barking at him, yelling at him like they do in the funny TikToks. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those TikToks, but the girls are like barking at predatory men. Anyway, I was doing it to actually intimidate him, except it wasn't really working because he was even crazier than I was. So then I started backing up and he started to come towards me. I pulled out a wooden pokey thing a little bit thicker than a toothpick, and I told him that I would stab his eyes out, but he didn't seem very fazed by it. But it slowed him down a little bit. Then he pulled out 2 wooden pokey things, and I have no clue how he got them because I had the exact same one. He had lust in his eyes and almost like he was being turned on by wanting to rape me and kill me. The only thing that got me away was out of nowhere, this big crowd of black women started crowding around him and yelling at him. I don't know if they were yelling at him to protect me or because he got in their way, but it gave me a chance to get away. I had groceries outside in my car, and at first I was just going to leave them, but for some reason they were important to me, so I tried to bring them into my car as fast as possible. They barely fit through the door, but I got in and I drove away. When I got home, my parents did not seem very impressed about the fact that I almost died. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm reading this off of my notes app. And the moral of that dream that I got is that black women constantly save my life and everyone's life because black women are angels in disguises. Anyway, here goes the second dream that I will be reading. I don't know why the first one had so many typos, but here we go. So I had this dream from about 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Ooh, good context clues. So I was hanging out at this guy's house. I think we were working on some schoolwork. This guy was tall and skinny with brown hair and kind brown eyes. He just had a trustable face and a trustable attitude. The area we were working in was upstairs in his mom's house. There was an office area at the top of the stairs, which also served as his gaming area. After about an hour of working on schoolwork, he tells me that him and 3 of his friends and his girlfriend want to get milkshakes, and I said that I was down to go with them, and then we could just come back and keep working on schoolwork. After about 20 minutes of working, 3 of his friends showed up at the top of the stairs. They also looked like they're in college and looked like some frat guys, but they still looked kind. Next thing I know, the guy that I was studying with starts going downstairs very quickly, and everything clicks in my head. I start running downstairs after him, screaming and crying because I realized that he has left me with these 3 men so that they can rape me. Oh my god, why are both of these dreams about getting raped? Oh my god, okay. There was never any milkshake plan. Tell me why I'm upset about that. It was just a cover-up. They don't attack me all together though. They only attack me one at a time. The first one was white and skinny and about 6 foot. I hadn't noticed it before, but his face was so crusty and covered in open sores and acne. The other 2 boys followed downstairs behind him a minute or so later. They just watch me and laugh as I try to hold down the first boy. I have the first boy in a headlock on the couch, and the 2 other boys are watching while they sit next to him on the couch. Surprisingly, I held his neck long enough to the point that he stopped breathing. One thing I have noticed in my dreams as of lately is I used to have absolutely 0 power in my dreams to the point where I was always helpless and nothing I did to fight back ever worked. But now I'm only helpless at least 2/3 of the time. But 1/3 of the time, the things I attempt to do actually work, so I get a little bit of success in my nightmares now. The next boy was a lot stronger though, and he was light-skinned with short dreads. He was holding me down with no effort, but then the mother that owns the house comes out of her room. But she just cuts some cheese and goes back to her room and ignores the fact that I'm screaming for help. Also, by the way guys, just a side note is these dreams happened like I don't know, months ago. So I'm reading it as if I'm reading it for the first time as well. So it's kind of a first impression for both of us because I honestly forgot about it. I just kept it in my notes app. Anyway, back to the story. About 10 more minutes of me struggling passes, and the mother comes out again, but this time she looks different. She has a completely different face. She looks like an evil Dolly Parton. And she looks happy to see that these boys are taking advantage of me. In that moment, I realized that she's the head honcho of this whole group, and she planned the whole thing. Next thing I know, I'm running out of the front doors, out of the house. I see a boy doing yard work, and I yelled for him, but he ignores me, so I just start running. As I'm running through this neighborhood, everyone is about the same age as those boys and that were trying to rape me. They don't look the same as those boys, but something in their face is just very reminiscent, so I know that they are all part of the same group. Eventually, I ran into these two girls laughing and chatting outside of their old Honda Civic. I realized that one of the girls is Bella, which is one of my friends. I'm so relieved to see her, and I tell her to start the car. She does immediately, and we start driving away, but her car is pretty slow. The gate is closed, but the car in front of us gets someone to open it for them, so we just drive out after them. But then the three boys are standing there and they're trying to break into the car, but Bella drives a bit faster to get away. We do successfully, but then her car is stopped by something. So we end up having to get out and fight. A bunch of women that look like different versions of the mom that look like evil Dolly Parton appeared. They're all short and skinny though, and they're all made of steel. Literally nothing hurts them. And when I tried to bend this lady's arm that she was squeezing onto me, she didn't even flinch. But then I remembered that we had the spray bottles that are like stronger versions of pepper spray in the car. I got it out and started spraying it out at the people. I remember from a different dream that these things practically helped me kill the bad guys, but for some reason these people were completely immune to it. It didn't faze them at all. The women laughed at me and called me stupid in every way possible. They also had these sprays, except for me and Bella were not immune at all. So then we began to choke. We started running though, and then we ran into a guy that seemed to be Walter from the movie Get Out, the one that runs super fast at night. Oh my goodness, I remember him. He looked hungry for human flesh and overall just distinctly animal-like. We kept running into different historical slave groups, and after running for a while, I realized it felt like we were running through a historical museum, and the people began to look like statues. Were they statues all along? I'm not sure. But then I woke up with a massive pulsing headache in the back of my skull. Wow. Well, that was kind of intense. Oh my goodness, what if it was just... Isn't that a movie? Nightmare at the Museum or something like that? Something like that. Wow. Yeah, that was a really long dream. Sorry about that, but those are my dreams. Tell me what you think about it. That second one was really interesting. I'm not sure what to think about it. Maybe I feel like a slave back in the 1800s. Who knows? But I had these dreams months ago, so maybe it had to do with what was going on at that time. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Bye!